We're going to begin our second slide on missions in our Google presentation. Before we get started, we're going to go into our typing program first. So I want to remind everybody that when you go into Typing Club, you need to log in using your Google account. This is very important and I want to review it really quick. It's your first initial with a dot separated by your last name and a number if you have one. So it's basically your regular username, followed by the @ sign, Brentwood, spelled properly, .k12.ca.us. Then you go ahead and sign in after you include your password. Make sure this is the same password you use to log into your computer, including the lowercase a at the end. It's very important that you log in properly. So to get into that page, you're going to click on Typing Club, and you need to make sure this is something that everybody is missing here. You can sign in. We're never going to fill in this information here. We use our Google account to log in. So using your Google account, you're going to click on it and it's going to take you right into this login page where you need to take your time and add your proper Google login. Once you're done, you click sign in and it will take you right into your typing program. From here we go into the blue ribbon and it saves our lessons. So as we progress, you can see I'm going to start on lesson KD. You might be on lesson 3 or 4, so complete your next lesson. You only have 2 to 3 minutes to complete your lesson before we go into our slide presentation for today. So now that you've completed your typing lesson, we're going to do our Google slide lesson 2 to complete our second slide in Google Slides. You can see from our lesson that we have a map that we'll be using later, and you can see from the example that we're going to be creating a short paragraph, inserting a shape, and creating a title for this slide. So another important thing that we're going to be doing today is working between 2 tabs. You're going to go ahead and click to open a new tab. You're going to go into your Google app and you're going to go into Slides to open the slide that we've been working on. From here, you should find the slide. Once you find your slide presentation that you started last week, click on it to open it. You can see the title should be up here on the upper left hand corner, and last week we created our title page. Today we're working on slide 2. So let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is change our layout because we created this second slide last week when we picked our theme. So the second slide has already been created, but it defaults to a certain layout. So we want to go up here to the menu bar and find layout because we're going to change that. Let's click layout to see what our options are, and today we're going to pick one column text. So right now it's title and body. We want to select this one here. I'm going to put my mouse on it and click to select, and you can see it changes the layout of my slide. We're going to start by adding the title. It is called Mission Beginnings. So click on the box that says title and let's add that, Mission Beginnings, and it needs to be capitalized because it's the title of my slide. Okay, let's edit the font size. Style, and color. I need to click on the box and drag it because I don't like the way it looks. It's stacked, it doesn't fit on my page, so I'm going to click to drag it. I might need to change the size of it so it fits at the top of my page properly. Can you see that my title is aligned to the left? It starts here on the left, and inside my text box I want it to be centered. In the toolbar I need to find alignment. And here it is. You can see that everything right now is aligned to the left. I want to move it to the center. Let's click off of that and move on. The next thing we're going to work on is our paragraph. We're going to write a really short 2 to 3 sentence paragraph about our mission beginnings. We're going to include some facts from your fact sheet that you recorded a couple weeks ago. You can include, number 1, where your mission is located. You can even include the address if you have it. Number 2, you can include the number it is on the mission chain. Number 3, when and who founded your mission. And number 4, who and or what your mission is named for. So this is just basically giving a few little details about the background and the beginning of your mission. You can see I added my 2 to 3 sentences and I'm ready to format the way my paragraph looks. It's a little small. I want it to stand out, so I'm going to highlight the text that's in there, to tell my computer that I'm going to change it, I go up to my toolbar here and I need to find font style. Now whatever font style you select for this paragraph is the same font style you're going to use on every slide. So let's go ahead and take a second here to find the font that you like, and again it's going to be on every slide, so you're going to need to remember which one you use. You might try a couple before you select it. I really liked this one here. So now that I've selected my font style, I'm going to change it so it fits a little better on my page. Right now it looks small. So you can see font size right next to font style. I'm going to edit that. I'm going to make it a little bigger, try and find the right size for my page. I want to make sure it fits on there nicely. I'm going to move it to the corner here. Good. So I told you at the beginning that it's important that you work between two tabs. So you can see on my tab up here in the upper left hand corner, I can go back. If I just click on the second tab, I can go back to today's lesson. So I want you to do that, and you're going to scroll down and you're going to be looking at your map. This is the map of the 21 missions. They're all on here. So I want to copy and paste this map onto my slide 2. So the way I do that is I put my cursor right in the middle. I right click instead of left, and you can see that I can go to copy image. We're not going to save image, we're not saving it anywhere, we're simply just copying it. So I select copy image. Now I need to go back to my mission tab, and right where I'm going to put it, I right click again and I click paste. So there's my map. I need to drag it and make it a little bigger so I can see it a little better. And perfect. The next thing we're going to do is insert an arrow, and we're going to point to the mission that is yours on the map. So I need to find how to insert a shape. So I need to go to insert on my menu bar. Let's click it and the drop box comes up. I can find shape. And you can see another box comes up and I can select arrow. I'm going to click and select this arrow here, pointing to the right. Now you need to left click on your page and hold and drag the arrow. You can make it long and thin, or you can make it short and wide. I'm going to make it somewhere in the middle. And you're going to take your arrow and you're going to point it to the mission that's yours. While our arrow is highlighted, I want to change the color of that arrow so it stands out. So I'm going to go back up to my menu bar. You can see there's a fill color. It has an icon of a bucket. So if I select the little arrow, it gives me lots of colors. This will be the fill color, the color that goes on the inside of the arrow. And I want that to maybe match my title. So I'm going to select the color red. And there's also an outline color. So if I click off my arrow, you can see there's nothing outlining my arrow right now. So I'm going to click on it again to highlight it, to select it. And next to the bucket, there's a pencil icon. That's line color. So this will actually outline my arrow. I'm going to pick a different color to outline my arrow. Now it's really difficult to see. It's there's a faint blue line around my arrow, but you can't see it very well. So I'm going to show you how to make that line a little darker. Click on that arrow again, and right next, not the bucket, not the fill color, but right next to the pencil is line weight. So we're going to select that, and you can see it's really thin. It's 1 right now. I'm going to change this size to 4. And now you can see the line around that arrow is a lot darker. Stands out better. Good. The last thing we're going to do is change the background color of our slide. We're not going to add a picture on this slide as a background because it's too busy and it will look messy. We already have a map, an arrow, and a paragraph, so we're going to keep it really simple and clean and just add a color background. So up here on your toolbar, let's go to background, and we're going to select a color. Try a couple different colors before you select the one that you'd like. I want you to think about what looks pleasing to the eye. You don't want your page to look busy. So for example, if I picked maybe a really dark color like this, my writing doesn't stand out, my red title doesn't stand out. So I need to pick something that complements the colors I already have, and I really want to tie it into this title page too. I want everything to flow. So I probably wouldn't turn to greens or yellows or oranges. I might stay within this color scheme. So I'm going back to my background and I'm going to pick, and it needs to be maybe a lighter color as well. I have lots of grays, so I think I'm going to pick a gray. See if that's too dark. It's a little dark. I might lighten it just a bit. Last thing you're going to do is make sure everything is placed nicely on your page and centered. If you move your map, of course you're going to need to move your arrow. And that concludes Lesson 2.